Hey, welcome to the attic. Manadad here. Got my brother on the line who's making lots of noise in the background. I'm just going to look at the 17 lands data before we jump into a draft here. So it looks like if you're going monocolor, mono black is the best, although very little data so far.
You can play monocolor in the set. I've tried red
69.
and I think close to monocolor white.
Mono red looked like it had a lot of synergies. The most people have gone monocolor is mono green, or actually no, mono white has been people have gone monocolor and has a decent win rate at 58%. So that tells me a lot of people don't draft white, or white might be really open a lot of time.
It is.
And then in terms of with a splash, mono red with a splash and mono green with a splash have the higher win rate. So there's really not a ton of data. I don't know how much you can really pull out of that, but we'll have a better luck looking here at the two color pairs. It's looking like Golgari, black-green, is the top in terms of win rate, which you just drafted. You were showing me your Golgari deck.
Yep.
And then,
Black's supposed to be the best color, I think.
I mean, the removal looks solid. What's your... You played a bunch of drafts already. This is my first draft, so... You like black?
I haven't played black as much. I mean, I played black-white a couple times.
You played
Black,
against it, though.
Yeah, it's like the Akiba Reckoner raid at common is a good saga.
Yeah.
And it has the removal.
I think removal is key, right? Because if you can keep your opponent's synergies from kind of snowballing, like getting that critical mass of enchantments or artifacts or whatever the synergy is they're trying to set up.
Yeah.
You can do well. So like the lowest...
There's not as many bombs, but there's a few.
The lowest win rate is Boros. There's not as many bombs, you think? Well, yeah, it's going to be hard to have as many bombs as the last set.
Right, but there's some good cards that you would have trouble dealing with a lot of the burn spells. Black is really... There's a few shutdown enchantments. The Tameo and blue, and then the white. Say the rest. But
so anyways, we got Golgari, and then followed closely by Selesnya, which does have white in it.
Selesnya hasn't played as well for me. That it hasn't played as well. I've got a couple decks that really burned out, and then a couple that were like middle, like 4-5 win decks, maybe 1-4, 1-5 win deck, but nothing that went to 7 or...
I mean, the next decks are all pretty close, right? So you got like 58.4%, 58.9%, which is Simic and Selesnya, respectively. But then there's a couple in the 57%. Dimir, 57.9%. Rakdos, 57.4%. Orzhov, 57.4%. I mean, that does say black is strong there, right? Those black decks are right up there.
Yeah. It's pretty open playing field. The best deck to draft is the one that's open.
But the average win rate for 17 lands users for two colors is 57%. So you can get a higher win rate if you're
monocolor a little bit more.
If it's open, you can maybe get looks like about a 1% bump. But again, very little data so far. And then let's just take a quick look at the card ratings. Sort by game in hand win rate. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That's the red rare saga. Some of these we should probably eliminate because there aren't a lot of games. Although this one has a fair amount of game in hand. 1,700 game in hand. That's better than many. Yugen Defends the Temple is the... It was looking like sagas are better than I thought. If there's a bunch of these sagas are right at the top.
Oh, the sagas are good. The
Inventive Iteration, Wandering Emperor is number 4. Kami War. Wow, that of course only has 300 games or so, 363 games. But Blossom Prancer, interesting. So Blossom Prancer is your like standard green, big body with that gains you some life. So 4/4 reach for 5 that lets you dig and reveal a card or gain life. Yeah, I'm not surprised that's performing well.
It wasn't being drafted really high, like day one. How it was just like going around that card.
Life of Toshiro Umezawa in black. Another uncommon right up
That
here at
card's
the
good.
top. Kappa Tech Wrecker, which is your Ninja Turtle.
All the cheap sagas are have played decent, and then a couple of the back end common ones have outperformed. Sagas are doing all right.
Invoke the Ancients. Ayo! The Dawn Sky. Swirling Sky, so the dragons up the top. Reckoner Bankbuster. For a Boundless Sky. Restoration of Eiganjo. Another rare saga. Tameshi, Reality Architect. This is the one that reminds me of that Moonfolk guy that you could bounce the lands. You got... I'm going to have to mute you.
Background noise?
Background noise. I know you want to be watching your games. When
Sorry,
does the Super Bowl start?
5:30.
Scoring this Super Bowl Sunday. Circuit Mender is up there. Interesting. That's cool to know that Circuit Mender is so high because that's a colorless you can pop in. I'm sure it's better in certain decks, though. Behold the Unspeakable, Long Reach of Night, Fighting Palm Ninja, Shigeki Jukai Visionary. Let's look at what the top commons are. So Reckoner Raid right up at the top there. Came in hand win rate 62.4%. Network Disruptor. Virus Beetle, interesting.
It plays well in the black-red deck.
I almost put that in my top 3 commons. I'm not sure if I did, but I always predict these are going to be good, the ones that make opponent discard a card. This one has the extra synergy of being an artifact.
Yeah, it plays in that deck. You can get ninjutsu back.
Imperial Oath. You were high on this one when we discussed. This was one that was hotly debated, but that's right up here at the top.
Which one is that?
6 mana, create 3 2/2 white samurais. Scry 3.
No, I haven't actually played that, but yeah, that would be probably one of the reasons why that mono white deck is house.
Yeah.
That's just its back end. It's just going wide on people.
Moon Circuit Hacker. I mean, you can probably pick up as many of those as you want to. That's like you don't have to do what is the average taken at for Imperial Oath is 9.85. So it tables on average. So that in terms of just like if you want to improve your win rate by tabling stuff, this is one that's pretty good. Moon Circuit Hacker. Spirit Companion is right up there. That's not a surprise. Twisted Embrace. That's the removal. That's pretty good. The Modern Age. So these sagas are actually better than I thought. Even the common ones. Moonsnare Specialist. Not surprised at that one. That looks great. Fang of Shigeki. You have 2 of those in your current deck. Just the 1/1 Death Toucher. Jukai Preserver. I mean, there's tons of green, right? Green. Jukai Preserver, Geothermal Kami. This has ended up being quite good. I probably should have spotted this was going to be a good common because I was putting it on all those different slides when we were doing our set breakdown, and it fits in a lot of decks. Rebuying Sagas, I guess, is pretty good. Searchlight Companion. Tamio's Safekeeping. Interesting. Tales of Master Sheshiro. Made into Antiquity. So that's the green removal that exiles an artifact or enchantment. People are main decking that.
Two of those.
Yeah.
I played 2 of those.
You weren't sure about main decking this in the Master's Rebuke.
Yeah, exile.
A lot of these, the green commons look like they're pretty strong here.
Yeah, that's why green black's good. It just has like a high power level of cards.
All right.
There's decks to be built, man. Let's go ahead and let's get this draft rolling.
Let's get this draft rolling. Just need to switch over the video.
I'll have to get off after you draft it.
Hey. Oh. Camera seems to be frozen at the moment. Let's just go game only. Okay. Any other impressions I should know about before we jump in here?
That's a fun set, man. You're gonna get hooked. You're gonna neglect your wife and kids for the next few days once you start playing.
I'm planning to jam a bunch tonight, for sure. But it's little one's nap time, so I thought I'd sneak in a game right now.
You missed the first couple days because it's just a lot easier to try and get in the set when nobody
But
knows what's
everybody's
going
learning.
on.
Yeah, I know. I just killed
But
myself
now
getting
people
out that
are
video that
trying
we
to
did
catch
where,
it. They're catching up.
where
They're
we
still
broke down the
edges.
set. So, well, we got that weird white rare here that returns all artifacts and enchantments, which can be a house if you can pull it off. I feel like it's a pretty heavy commitment to take pick one, pack one.
It is, and sometimes they'll go around. The egg is probably the best card here. That red egg.
The experimental synthesizer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's what I would take.
You said red was like the weakest color, though.
It's not though. I'm playing it left and right. I'm playing red black constantly. I'm also playing the blue black artifact deck. I think that deck's strong when red's open. The synthesizer is good, man. It's gonna draw 2 cards. It's gonna give you a creature. It's gonna trigger an artifact's energy.
All right.
It has its own little engine within the game.
We'll go pick one
But
color.
it also
We'd
doesn't
also
play
do
in
Mech
every deck.
Hanger and
Like
do the build around vehicles.
Well, that's always open.
Well,
so
here's the
keep an
mono
eye out
green,
for
and this
that.
had a huge win rate. Invoke the Ancients,
That's awesome.
and that got passed to us. So
That's the best of them, I think.
I mean, 2, 4, 5 tokens. One gets
Yeah.
vigilance. One gets
Yeah, that card's really good
reach. One
if
gets
you're going to
trample.
go
Or
in
you
that tails
choose.
of Master Shishiro or the Tanuki is going to wheel.
Yeah, I would love to get. I love these
You don't
Tanukis.
have to play mono green. You can play green red, or you can play green.
Well, with the good thing with green is that it has good fixing, like the Tanuki, right? So
Yeah, you'll be
hitting
able
the
to,
4 pips is not
you
as
can play those in 2 color decks.
yeah.
The 4 is it, yeah, it would be better if you had that, but there's fixing.
Right. Cameo Safekeeping was definitely one of the better ones. Toshiro
No,
Umezawa's.
that's not.
And then we got well, actually, I would take Toshiro, although this had a better win rate, I think. But Assassin's Inc.
Yeah.
We're gonna take something.
You won't see very many Assassin Inks. It's probably the best card here, but Toshiro's also good, man. That card's good.
The Life of Toshiro, yeah.
Well,
we could go into green black and try to hit the top deck here. So I won't remove that just yet. Still early. So Favor of Jukai. I think this was
the enchantment creature is better. That 3/2 that gives the counter. The Dragon of Spark Reactor is what plays with the egg. Like that's its own little sort of deck.
Yeah. I think I'd rather build towards my rare here though. Invoke the Ancients.
I would take if it was me, I would take the reactor on just like the hedge that like somehow the synergy of this red deck is there because you've snagged like two key cogs in it.
All right.
But the Bearer of Memory is a good green body, so you can get the Terrarium here. That's pretty good. You also have a Shrine here. That Shrine deck somehow plays like there's all these duels. That's not necessarily the best shrine, but
well, milling can be powerful and limited.
Because you have that the shrine guy that's 5 mana that grabs the shrines and then auras. Like,
what about this modified guy? Has this been
it's
playing
not very good. He's okay. The Boon of Bashu is okay too, but the Terrarium actually is okay.
All right. Well, the Terrarium kind of goes in both the green deck or the red artifacts
the
deck
red,
here.
The red has a card that will bring the Terrarium back out of the graveyard, and then you have to sacrifice it, but then you can kind of like back it off or whatever.
Well, here's my green removal, the Master's Rebuke.
Yeah. I like that.
Network Disruptor. That's a very late Network Disruptor. That's
they go around. They go around, especially when people haven't laned into blue yet. But because they're not. They're good. The Modern Age actually plays pretty well too in blue, but it's not for every deck.
But you're on the Rebuke here, given what we have. Or?
I think so. Yeah, that's the best card.
There's the Geothermal Kami. Also got this Walking Skyscraper, which you said was pretty good.
Yeah, it's not terrible. You have to be in more of that green-red modified, but you might be. You're in green-red as far as I can tell. you could be playing black, or you're not necessarily weighing down, but so you could take the skyscraper if you wanted. The Kami is okay, but you're not as enchantment heavy. You're not like green white with the Kami, or maybe green blue might want the Kami a little bit more.
Yeah.
So he's not a smash here. The board's okay too.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I got the skyscraper. Alright, so we got one green card, which is meh. One red card, which I think these are good in the aggro decks. I saw some people posting on Reddit.
Yeah,
if
you're playing like the red black artifact deck where you're trying to move more aggressive, you could take that. You could take that here. Probably your pick anyway. You're not playing the other. You haven't drafted down to the other colors. Modern Age probably the best card here. Overall, if you ask me. Yeah. Modern Age or Ogre, wrong card.
Okay, so the mech hanger came back. We got the Tameo Safekeeping, the Bamboo Grove Archer.
Usually those equipment creatures are good that are the uncommons, but this one I think is the weakest, the Web Spinner Cuff.
Yeah.
It is an artifact. It does play in your deck with the reactor.
With the reactor strategy.
Uh-huh. It is like if you're trying to play control, like to get to a late game, it would be okay in your deck. The Cuff would.
Oh, ran out of time there. The Safekeeping was one of the top commons, so.
All right. I think
it doesn't play with the synergies.
Here.
Historian's Wisdom.
You take the Wisdom. It's not a great
modifies,
card, but
I guess.
Yeah, and then you can get these stewards all day long. These 5-drops. Go look at the steward. It actually is a back end for a lot of decks.
Yeah.
If you have a bunch of auras and shrines.
Yeah. I would like to get some more small creatures.
The green shrine's good. The white shrine's pretty good.
Do you like the network terminal? The network terminal would help us
cast
Invoke the Ancient and its artifact. We could also just get a 2-drop artifact creature. Let's just draw a card.
Yeah, the Papercraft decoy's okay. It's up to you. I think you might be playing 3 colors. You might be trying to get
3 colors with the
Okay, you got your 3/2 back. The Bear of Memory came back. That card's good.
Yeah.
It's a good sign because that's probably one of the top green commons.
Alright, well let's just cut green here, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another modified payoff.
I have found myself cutting last night in particular. Yeah, that's totally fine. So your green-red modified deck is probably going to...
Farewell is pretty good bomb. We didn't get the Tanuki back. We could grab a Tanuki here.
No, Tanuki actually goes really late.
Well, we didn't see it last... somebody took a Tanuki.
You'll get a Tanuki if you want a Tanuki. You can have probably 2 Tanukis by this draft's over.
They just grab Farewell?
I don't know. Because you're like the Farewell... You're not in colors. It's off color.
I mean, all this stuff can wheel, right? All the red and green stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing in this pack, so I
may as well rare draft / This is a limited bomb, I think. Anything where it lets you exile all creatures.
If you were to be drafting no like artifact or enchantment creatures, and you can exile artifacts, enchantments.
The Jukai Natural. So there's our Blossom Prancer. Yeah. Okay. Mythic uncommon. We'll take it. I do want to play this Jukai Naturalist. I'm really excited. I love Enchantress stuff.
Yeah, that's. So I had a green-white deck that I thought was going to do pretty good with a couple of those.
Here's our duel. There's a Goshintai. There's a Simeon Sling.
The shrine.
There's the Iron Apprentice.
First shrine that. Yeah, probably shrine.
Do you think shrine? Okay. I thought we were kind of going more on the artifact plan.
Well, you technically are. I think the shrine's good if you can get the green and the red shrine together. They're good. Like they'll play like because especially if you get the green shrine now, like the green shrine's gonna be good.
Here's our green removal.
Yeah.
Also, this saga, which has this. Have you seen this?
The worst of the sagas.
Yeah. Okay. It's just 5 mana. It's just too much, right?
Right. The green one that's 5 mana is a lot better.
Well, it's a lot easier to cast a 5 mana spell in green.
Yeah, but it also just gives you a bigger body. And
so I've seen people bragging about how well they're kicking people with the
spinning wheel kick has played off. I had it kill 3 creatures against me last night, I played it and only been able to get one twice with it. Like it just
Yeah.
wasn't able to hit.
So does it just depend on the deck? I mean, should I take an
Yeah,
Iron
that Tales of
Apprentice
Master
or
Shishiro is the one, the green
yeah,
saga I
that
like.
actually did have a good win rate, right?
It's modifying everything.
There's my
So there you
Tanuki.
can get your Tanuki if you wanted it.
I'll take it. I'll Tanake it. Look at our curve here while we wait to get past. Doesn't look too bad. I do think we need more creatures here. We don't have any 1 or 2 drop creatures at the moment.
Yeah.
Kind of a bit thick on the 3s. This does make a modified creature.
Right.
But
it takes away one of your lands if you kind of
Yeah,
get.
it takes away a land.
Wait, that's not that good.
No, nothing is that great here.
Essence Capture is
Here's
the best card here. The Bloodseeker is a good black creature.
the Blade Blesser.
The Blade Blesser, whatever that guy's quite alright.
Yeah, I'll just rare draft an
It's not very
uncommon. Did I hate draft? I'll hate draft it.
No, the pilot doesn't really do anything.
Well, the pilot might have had more chance to make our deck random. So there's that Shrine Steward you're talking about. The Simian Sling, here's a 1-drop. It's an artifact. There's
For really aggressive decks.
There's the Reckoner Raid.
Yeah. Yeah, that card's
There's
good,
the
man.
Grafted Growth.
It's not, you just... Fortunately, I think you might have cut black at this point. I think you take the Shrine Steward. I could be wrong, but the Simian Sling's okay.
A little slow there. Tanuki or Simian Sling number 2? I'll go with another Tanuki. Oh, look, we're laned in here.
The Season of Renewal, maybe, because I think you can probably pull that off most of the time with getting 2 creatures back. I think I haven't played the card a whole lot. I think it's
and
okay.
modify. Because I got the modify synergies here.
Yeah, I don't know if that card's good. I don't think you play that card.
This guy's a modify, instant modify, or I can just I'll take the fixing, I guess.
You also need the artifact. The Apprentice isn't bad for your deck, dude.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But better than the fixing at this point? I really do need creatures at the another one of these 3-drop modified guys. Here. Okay, here's my Iron Apprentice. Alright, now I'm feeling better about getting some modified guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. Would be a double splash for me, probably. Bloom Shrieker would be a single splash. Otherwise...
Yeah, I think you can take Gloom Shrieker here.
You like the Sheshiro.
Yeah. I think you can splash Gloom Shrieker. I think he's good enough because he's just like a spell on a menace creature. But
what's your
get
back from your graveyard thing too. Scrap Wielder. Just a 3/3 for 3. Actually, that combos with the Dragonspark Reactor too. If we were gonna do that plan.
You can bring the reactor back, yeah.
There's that little lifelink guy. There's a Voltage Surge also.
Yeah. I think it's up to you.
My plan is just to play bigger creatures than the opponent. So here's the Equipment Boar. Oh, but we have Kami's Flare. Yeah, I think that's a slam. Windmill Slam. Have you seen this Bronze Cudgels in action yet?
No, I haven't. You just have to keep paying that to get it boosted up? I don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess the ideal is it's like almost like treat it like a 6-drop, right? You can put 6 into it. It's going to give +6/+0. Gives +1 and then +2 and then +3.
Yeah, I mean, Equip's cheap. If you had some evasion or some trample, you can get it up, but
It's a cheap artifact that just sits out there. But yeah, it doesn't do anything until you have mana to pump into it, so.
Right.
We've already got playables here. When you start cutting, you cut one Heir of the Ancient Fang at least. Got one Tameo Safekeeping. Weaver of Harmony. Other enchantment creatures get +1/+1, and you can copy an activated or triggered ability from an enchantment source. So that works with the shrines. Yeah, it's a 2-drop for 2.
Yeah.
There's also this Smelter, which is a 2-drop for 2.
The Smelter plays in black-red. The other one would be that red Saga, because it's okay. It's aggressive. You're not as aggressive.
Yeah, I might wheel that. Seems like red's pretty open. Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
Whoa. I think that's okay, man. I think that's probably what you want. Over the Hot Spring. The Hot Spring's good too.
Well, there's the Kami's Flare. But just rare
I think the rare Sagas are probably good at 3. I think that probably is hard to beat.
Well, then just keep in past red rares here.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be good.
All right, anyway.
There's also an egg there.
Also the Song Shaper to get a creature, to get a body.
So
in my deck, the egg might actually be better than this, but try to build up my collection.
There's another Dragon Spark for you if you wanted to go that route.
Seismic Wave seems like a good card. Man, there's just tons of red in these packs.
I think the Reactor, you're gonna have to lay your artifacts down a little bit more with double Reactor, but it's a pretty good card, I think. I mean, you just have to be heavier.
We got playables. We got playables here, so there's Voltaic Surge.
That makes your deck. You have artifact and enchantment synergies. Is the downside a little bit here. Nestor Shushiro.
Yeah. Modified. We don't need those. Cultivation. This is interesting because it would help us get to
it's an okay card. Yeah.
It modifies and would help us get to the.
And you also be grabbed with the.
The second Sheshiro. Another Voltage Surge.
You can take the other Voltage Surge, yeah.
I think these archers are good, right? If there are dragons around.
Yeah,
maybe it's better. Maybe it's a better sealed. I mean, in sealed, everybody's going to be playing the dragons.
I think you take the boar.
Yeah.
I think the boar plays pretty well.
And I could take another sling here.
Artifact
plus modifying.
Yeah.
And here's.
No, I like the Ember Keeper is okay in your deck, but the Bear of Memory is the card.
Well, we've already got one of those. I mean, I do need 2-drops. I don't even know what it picked there. Pick the Song Shaper.
Oh, the Renegade. No, wrong card. You want? I think you're more modified than. I mean, oh, there's a Song Shaper.
All right. Well, I lucked out and I get plenty of low drops there at the end.
Yeah. Maybe you should have taken double Song Shaper. That guy gets good though with the modified stuff. The 1/3. He's like always going to be a 5/3 probably in your deck.
Yeah.
For 2 mana.
All right. Well, it's going to be hard to cut here. We got nothing up the
You
floor.
cut this.
Yeah. We don't need the Gloom Shrieker. So are we going modified?
Are you going artifact synergies?
Or
with the reactors, or are you going to key in on some of your enchantment stuff? But I think you can still play him.
I think I can.
You can still play him, dude. He's not a cut at all.
Well, the Go Shintai, we didn't find the green one, so I feel like we could cut that.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
All these sagas will flip into.
Its fallback isn't bad though. Its fallback isn't bad. You understand that? like the.
That it's just a
on
2/2
that one.
first strike.
That does a damage every turn for 1 mana.
Yeah. Well, we got to make cuts here, though.
Yeah,
Like,
I understand.
Like we are all in on the synthesizer
Reactor.
reactor. I kind of would
I think
rather
you
go
can
in
cut
on the
some of your
ramp.
aura stuff.
I think I would rather go in on the enchantments thing, right? We've got the double
An
tails.
enchantment ramp package.
Well,
And you cut your
enchantment
reactors and all the
modified
other stuff.
package, right?
You would cut the reactors right
Cut the
off the bat if you're not
reactors,
running
right?
hard. Yeah.
Cut the synthesizer. I like the Iron Apprentice and the Simian Slings.
So you're sticking closer to modified.
Yeah. Maybe explosive entry doesn't quite make it.
I haven't played that or seen that played.
This seems like it would be good with modified, right? It's like, and there's so many artifacts.
Not everybody is playing the art. There are
Are there
some
decks that don't have a single
decks
artifact?
altogether.
All right.
Yeah, I did hold the green removal spell on like 1 or 2 games, like all game. So
Probably don't need the terrarium.
yeah, it played a lot better when you were trying to do artifact synergies.
It
And
does put a land in your hand though. Well, and it's got
yeah,
modified synergies.
Yeah, and then it has modified synergies.
And I can sacrifice. I got double voltage surge, so I can just pop it off to make that deal 4.
You could.
So I could do that instead of the network terminal.
Yeah, the network terminal is kind of a dead card here.
And the Historian's Wisdom seems... You like the Historian's Wisdom, but I feel like it's just not going to...
You can get rid of that if you're not...
The Heir of the Ancient Fang.
Low creature. Not always going to come down
modified. It's not always going
to
be modified, yeah. But you like the Bear of Memory, so I'll play that.
Yeah,
you'll
like it because the trample is Scrap Welder doesn't really. He's not basically a 3/3 kind of.
3/3.
Not necessarily.
We can get a little bit of value.
Can't get those apprentices back and stuff.
Apprentices back. And we'll have the skyscraper he could trade in. Go off to the side for now. Harmonious Emergence. Like, do we just skip the 4-drop slot?
Wait, I don't know, man. It's not better than Master Shishiro, so if you think it's one of your back ends.
Keep the double Shishiro, keep the Blossom Prancer, keep the Invoke the Ancients. Iron Hoof Boar, I guess we can cut.
Yeah, you've lost your artifact synergies. I think you're more going for modified now.
We got modified synergy with the Walking Skyscraper.
Right.
I mean, it's looking pretty good. Pretty good. You think so? I like double Tanuki, but we do need to make 2 more cuts here.
Yeah, because you're going to have a pretty hefty back end with the Shishiros and the Skyscraper. And the Prancer and the your back end's heavy.
We could cut a Sling. And... Harmonious Emergence.
Go
a little heavier on the green. Try and hit Invoke the Ancients.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty good. The Tameo safekeeping, I guess you have bombier creatures that you're wanting to save with that. That's why that's in your deck. So right now you're like cutting stuff that you'd...
Yeah, or just save a modified creature because we get some modified synergies.
I haven't really played it a whole lot, so I'm interested to see what it does for you.
Those cards generally play pretty well. Do you like give Hexproof Indestructible for 1 mana?
Mute myself. I'll keep an eye on this. I'm gonna have the TV on though.
Hey, 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 playing apparently a mono red deck. Ooh. I mean, I gotta keep this, right? Even though I don't have my main color. This will become down as a 3/3 on turn 2. That goes for the kunai. Oh, we got green. RJ Pionshaw. Pion. Should have looked on 17 lands what the traps are. See if this was a trap. Okay, so we got the opponents on blue-red artifacts pretty strongly here. We can punch through that. No attacks. It's other modified creatures, right? Yeah, each other modified creature. So modifying that doesn't help me. Are they going to throw the kunai at the renegade? And they did it main phase too. Right. They got something they can't play. Oh no, they can. They get mana off of that. Okay, well, if I discard for 2 cards, I can draw 2 cards. Interesting. I discard the Blossom Prancer or the Tales of Master Seshiro? I don't really think I want to discard. I'll discard a Voltage Surge and try to get a green. Yep, okay. Worked out. Submit 0. I should have read that card just to be sure. Come in. Make a treasure. Maybe I didn't need to discard. Make a treasure. We modified that. I got to 1 for 1 them. If they'd modified the Artificer, played by Trespassers. Okay, that's a big blocker. What's this do? So 1 in tap. Create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary creature. Yeah, also it can just make a Tanuki every turn. Get on that plan. This at any point can make a 2... oh, not at any point. They'd have to do it as a sorcery. So if I can get a mana, I can play one of these and make the Tanuki. Kiki Jeek my 2-nuke. Opponent now is the one thinking hard. Okay. Not get the mana, but we did get the Bear of Memory. Let's make a Tanuki. They got some instant speed bounce. I guess they could really wreck us with that. I guess we'll put it on top. Huh. Oh, that's unfortunate. We just throw in our Goblin Shaman so we can get this back. So we Seshiro. Well, we knew we could hit Tanuki anyway. Only hits creatures or enchantments. We put a bunch on the bottom of our library, huh? Thirst for knowledge. Alright, this artifact deck's looking good. At least it's hanging with us here. We're gonna just try to keep dropping bombs, but they might keep dropping answers. Getting a lot of mana now. Oh, they're extra thirsty. Master's Rebuke. Well, that could potentially do something. Blossom Prancer. We don't take it. What's the shear? On the Iron Apprentice, right? If it dies, it's gonna put its counters up to something. Okay, they found their Kami Flare. Man, I was hoping to make a Tanuki every turn. And they found their Tezzeret. Holy camoli. This hit Planeswalkers? It does. So they're gonna get to do another Thirst for Knowledge.
This is what real progress looks like.
So wait, that just became... That just became a 4/4? That's crazy, man. Okay. Back to Mundo. Guess they can make their synthesizer a 4/4 next turn. Got to 2 for 1 then. This is going to be a 5/5 haste. Oh, there's the Dragon Spark reactor. Okay. Well, this is when you want to see it, which is late in the game. Wow, how many Thirst for Knowledges did they draft? That's an uncommon. I'm going to draw out their whole deck. Only 12 cards left in their deck. I mean, look, we got 24 cards left in our deck. They have seen a lot of their deck. If they got any more Tezzeret-like bombs, we're in trouble. Okay, finally got the Tanuki mana. The question is, should I let them kill or trade with the Iron Apprentice just to drop its counters down? Probably not.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
Hopefully don't have counterspell there. Alright, got a pretty good attacking force coming in. Well, it's got 2 cards in hand. Okay. The Mirror Shell Crab could potentially... That's ward 3. Do I just have enough? That was a good top deck. Whew! Skated through. Game 2. Yeah, that blue-red artifacts, though, was looking pretty good. That was a pretty good build from opponent. It just couldn't hang long enough with my giant green creatures. You got some back noise there.
Oh, sorry. Might mess up again.
Snap kept this. I maybe shouldn't have. I saw Kami's Flare and I saw lots of lands. If we can just get one more green, we can play this on curve. Ooh, Hotshot Mechanic. I wonder if I should flare that. Should I wait? I think I'll do it on the end step here. Or I guess I'll do it when they attack. Now they're green, they could have the hexproof guy. Teachings of Kieran, sure. And then I think I just lose the Tanuki. Oh, no, I drew the green, though. So maybe I don't ramp with the Tanuki. Oh, but then I can play Invoke the Ancients 1 turn earlier. think I got a ramp. I got a ramp. Are you mute, bro? Guess he's not. Okay, opponent. 3 turns, 3 lands, 3 colors. Where did they discard Brilliant Restoration? That's ambitious in that deck, I think. What do I want? Do I want one? Do I want them both vigilance? Do I want them both trample? Let's go vigilance. Keep the Norika. I got 1 creature they can exile. They can't really attack into my guys, though. Man, I can drop Skyscraper next turn? It's pretty baller. I can even play the Apprentice and Skyscraper next turn. Right? Or no, not quite. No, because then it'll be 5, right? No. Yeah, I'll have 6 mana. Historian's Wisdom, okay. Also, they got to draw a card. Block if you dare, opponent. Two 4/5s on turn 4. I mean, come on. They didn't really 2-for-1 themselves because they got to draw a card there, so. Does look like they've got a more sophisticated build going on here. They're going to make that a 5/5, so I don't have good attacks with my 4/5, I think. But now I do. Good game. I said I feel bad for them. And drop the Tanuki. The Tanuclear option. They could have a board wipe actually, double white now. Got a good game in me. So that's a crew 2. And if they attack with it, they make a pilot. Still think I'm all in here. Thinking about whether they need to crew up the 3/4. Could block the Trampler a little better. Yeah, so we're all attacking then. The green spell that gives +1/+1. A double block from the Tanuki. Yeah. Strange. Oh. Had enough trample damage to win. Oh, but opponent made me sweat it. They made me sweat it. Maybe they didn't do the math either. Stomping our way through. Oh, Father Dad versus Mana Dad. Hey, Father Dad. Seems like a decent hand. We do want to get those next 2 lands to get our 5-drops, but... Hello, Father Dad. Going for the commune with spirits. Like a white-green enchantment deck. Could be pretty aggro. Got our 5 mana. Do they have a 3-drop? Fortunately, this is a tap ability. Michiko's Reign of Truth. Yep. So that will be good to get off the battlefield. Let's get the Boseiju too. I think this is the immediate. Well, I could Master's Rebuke that 1/1, and then they only get to Portrait of Michiko. Maybe that's my play. They had to target something? That's hilarious. That's a fail case. Helping your opponent's stuff. Alright. Now we can remove that. Get in. We got only a 1/1. Won't be a 1/1 for long, I'm guessing. Dragonfly suit, okay. And a Coiling Stalker. Let's get a blocker down. Do we just keep doing Seshiro? Seems decent. We're going to be able to use the Weaver to buff stuff up. No attacks. This is a sneaky reach stag. Maybe they don't read it carefully enough. Looking like they're going to kill the Blossom Prancer. Bad. Turn it up. Ukai Preserver. Okay, so they make it so we'd have to trade. They definitely know that's a reach creature. I'm gonna take the 4. Maybe they got another combat trick. Ooh. I think I'm better off doing this and doubling up. I could make some 4/5s with reach. Do I need to... Emit 1, and then copy that. All. I don't know if it would let me do that if I didn't hold full control or not.
You can play Invoke the Ancients. Right?
Yeah? Well, I just want to get these Seshiros going.
I might want to build your board like 2 big creatures at once.
Well, now they're at 10.
I guess that vigilance helps. That's nice. But and the reach.
Yeah, and I can block their flyer. So yeah, they're just passing. So I guess I can't double up the counters this turn. I want to play Invoke the Ancients. So if they power up the Dragonfly suit, they still don't have good blocks. I guess they could have a pump spell.
No, they can't block the Prancer according to what they're showing here.
They could still have a pump spell. They would have had to really slow play it.
But they would have had it last turn, right?
That's what I'm thinking. Well, they could have drawn it, but yeah. Otherwise, they were slow playing it. Oh, they're just going to chump block. I'll make their Michiko smaller. Trust that 17 lands data. We make them reach.
Trample and vigilance?
I think 1 reach, 1 trample.
Sure.
In case they remove my other reacher.
Yeah, and you can get vigilance from the next Shishira.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a big haster in coming in next turn. He's game over. Your deck looks pretty mean so far.
Undefeated.
It's pretty big on people.
There's no point in doubling up that trigger. Which is the one that has reached? This one, I guess. We'll want to, oh, here. Could have doubled that up again. Wow. Better do an all attack.
Father Dad versus Mana Dad.
Father Dad versus Mana Dad. Best dad wins.